Welcome back to yet another episode of Before You Summon. We have arrived at our first ever World Link event, so let's dive beneath the surface to the depth of darkness with Nightcord 25 and their event Searching for Sunken Shadows. Before we start, this video assumes that you already know how the World Link event works. This video is not here to explain the concepts and the rules of the World Link events. It therefore assumes that you already know by reading guides, playing the World Link events on the JP servers, or watching a video guide, such as my own ultimate guides to the World Link events that I released a few days ago. If you are a new player or someone who does not know how the World Link events work, I suggest that you watch my ultimate guide to the World Link events that will be linked down in the description. Once you've finished that video, you can come back here and it should make a lot more sense. But if you're already ready and have all of the information you need, we can head into the event Searching for Sunken Shadows. This event will run from November 8th to November 20th and then is divided into 4 chapters. The first chapter we will see is MAFUYU's chapter between the 8th and the 11th of November, followed by MIZUKI from the 11th to the 14th, Enna being 3rd from the 14th to the 17th, and concluding the event is KANADE between the 17th and the 20th. And once KANADE chapter ends, the entire event will also come to a close at the same time. And World Link events are considered a rainbow attribute, meaning there is no focus attribute for the event itself. The commissioned song for this event is already released and is called Twilight Light. The song was released on November 1st and should be in your mailbox if you have not started the game and claimed it yet. The song was released with a Sekai version and a virtual singer version and does not have any alt vocals as of now. As for the event story, World Link events does not have a focus character like we see during marathon or cheerful carnival events. Instead, the entire unit is considered the focus of the event. Each individual character chapter is of course the part of the event where the unit character in question has their moment to shine. But that being said, we of course have a synopsis for the event's story. And it reads as follows. After MAFUYU moved in with KANADE, all 4 members of Nightcord 25s are finally reassuming their circle activities. While each one of them are thinking about themselves and what will happen from now on, changes are beginning to take place within the empty Sekai. Something that remains largely unchanged though for the World Link events is the afterlife that will take place once the event ends. Searching for Sunken Shadows Afterlife will start on November 20th and will be available all the way to November 21st, and once you join it during the allotted time, you will gain 300 crystals and a stamp. The stamp this time around of Nightcord 25 Kaito called Don't Let Go. And the virtual live item added with this event is a pair of glow stick with the Nightcord 25 logo on top. And if you wanna show that you're a true Nightcord 25 fan, the glow sticks will set you back 1,000 paid crystals if you want them for your virtual live avatar. Of course, running alongside the event is also the event Gacha called Heart of Water. Heart of Water will run from November 8th to November 22nd and is a new form of gacha not yet seen in the game before. The gacha will abide by standard limited gacha rules, but the cards are something I usually call semi-limited, as they will be available in every subsequent unit focus event going forward after the Nightcord 25 World Link event ends. These cards also don't come with a hairstyle at Mastery Rank 2, instead having the new feature called 3D MV Another Cut. It is unlocked at Mastery Rank 2, just like the hairstyles of normal limited cards, but I cannot show the 3D MV Another Cut feature in any way in this video. This is because according to Sega's terms and conditions, showing the 3D MV Another Cut feature in any way can get you copyright struck, and I'd rather not play with fire. But of course the cards comes with standard costumes which will be showcased in this video. And in this gacha is 1 card for each member of the Nightcord 25 unit, so we will start with the unit leader KANADE and her card, Seeing Her in a Child.
一緒に探す方法を考えよう。
KANADE is a pure attribute card and a perfect locker skilled card with the skill name Living Together Awkwardly. Perfect Locker skilled cards will change all bad taps and higher into perfect for 5.5 seconds and grant an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1. And KANADE's new costume is called Twilight Embrace. Going in regular order of the unit, the second character is of course MAFUYU with her card Like a Heart in My Hands.
このリンゴは捨てたくない。
MAFUYU's card is in the mysterious attribute with a healer skill. Her skill name is a warm meal, and healer skill cards will recover 350 life and grant an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1. And MAFUYU's new costume is called Twilight Sea. Of course, if we're going in order, following MAFUYU is Enna with her card Enjoyable Afternoon, Uncertain Future.
今はまだちゃんと考えられてなくてさ。
Enna's card is in the cute attribute and she is a scorer skilled card. Scorer skill cards will grant 100% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1. And keeping the pattern up, Enna's costume is called Twilight Draw. This leaves us with our final member of Nightcord 25, MIZUKI, with her card You Gotta Come With Me.
メイコは僕のこと嫌いなんだ。
MIZUKI is a happy attribute card and a healer skilled card. Her skill name is Time for a Break, and of course her skill text reads the exact same as MAFUYU's. And the final costume available with MIZUKI is called Twilight Reflect. World Link events keep being unique in their exchange shop cards. Unlike a standard event, there is only a single card available, being the 2-star card. The 2-star card this time around is Nightcord 25 Miku with the card name By the Lakeside. Miku is a cool attribute card and a scorer skilled card, and she will become available once the event opens for 5,000 event tokens, not chapter tokens. That summarizes all of the general event information you needed to know about searching for Sunken Shadows, so we can look towards the event team building. And I will be quite honest, I have been considering how to tackle the event team building back and forth with myself for a few days now. Because of how personalized World Link event team building is with both the event team and the support teams, it's not like I can just read all the 130 something Nightcord cards and be done with it. I couldn't either showcase a few key examples of Nightcord cards and then call it a day there either. So, like some of you lovely viewers were discussing in my comment section, I will instead give general guidelines on how to build the event teams for World Link events, just to refresh and remind you how it should be done. This to keep the video from being another 2-hour experience every time we have a World Link event, but also because of how personalized the experience is. So, for the event team proper, remember that it's only the 4 unit members who can grant the character event bonus. This is unlike a unit-focused event where the virtual singers also will grant the 25% event bonus for being the correct character. So, for World Link events, it is very important that you fit all 4 unit members into your team, as the 100% event bonus you gain from having all 4 of them is a massive difference in how many event tokens and event points you gain. If you do not have a 4-star card for one of the characters in the unit, slot in a 3-star card instead. The second thing to prioritize is to make sure that each one of the cards in your event team has a different attribute covering all 5 attributes available in the game. This is because, once again, the 125 event bonus you get from having one of each attribute in your team is a massive difference in event points and event tokens gained. So make sure to hit all 4 unit members, as well as having all 5 cards in your event team be of different attributes for the max event bonus of 225 event bonus without mastery rank and other things included. Because there's only 4 unit members who can grant the character event bonus, your 5th and final card is actually a wild card. You can slot in any card for any character into that final slot as long as they hit the 5th and final attribute that you don't have from your 4 unit characters. This means that you can slot in a highly upgraded card for the attribute that you have left after you created your unit team, or you can try to shuffle around your unit members' attributes to make sure that you can use your most upgraded card to gain the most amount of event bonus from that final slot. Finally, if you are a mid-game to late-game player with a lot of 4-star cards, try as hard as possible to fill all 4 slots of your team with 4-star cards. Having all 5 members be 4-star cards even at Mastery Rank 0 will grant you an additional 50% event bonus, landing you on 275% event bonus baseline. And that's an insane bonus considering the 5% event bonus roughly translates to 6,000 talent. Meaning it's a difference in 60,000 talent / power between having 50% extra event bonus or 0. So it's best to keep these things in mind as you build your event team proper for the World Link event. The support teams are a bit easier as you should only fill the 12 slots with your 12 strongest cards. Your selection will be quite limited since there's only unit characters, both virtual singers and the unit members available for the support teams. But there is a nifty button down in the right hand corner of the support team screen that helps you just fill out the entire roster and then you can tweak it as you see fit. The only stipulation you need to keep in mind is that you cannot have a card in both the support team and the event team proper, but you can have the same support card in all 4 teams if you so want to. But that basically covers everything you need to think about while building your event team and your support team. So with that, we can move on to the future usability of these cards. And since all of the gacha cards are of different attributes, this does mean that the future usability will be a lot more varied today. To make things a bit more simple and keep the videos much more condensed, I will not be talking about the future usability of the 2-star exchange shop cards for the World Link events. This is because a lot of the time there will be a lot more future usability because of the different attributes for all characters. With that being said, we're starting off with KANADE, who sees use in 2 different events. The first event KANADE sees use in is Knowing the Unseen, that will run from April 10th to April 18th and is a Nightcord 25 unit focused event. In the event gacha is Enna, MAFUYU and Nightcord 25 Len, meaning that KANADE is only ever available with a 50% bonus, meaning that her World Link card is actually of higher gameplay value for this event. This is followed by the event Reeling in the Lights that will run from June 20th to June 28th and is also a Nightcord 25 pure attribute unit focused event. In the gacha for this event is MAFUYU, MIZUKI and Nightcord 25 Rin, meaning that KANADE once again is only available with a 50% bonus during this event. This means that the World Link card is higher gameplay value in both events that it sees use. Moving along, MAFUYU is a mysterious card on the other hand, and she sees use in 2 events as well. The first one she sees use in is actually extremely close, being next to the Unchanging Warmth. This event will run from December 31st to January 7th and is a mixed event. In the gacha for this event is Shiho, Meiko and MIZUKI, meaning that MAFUYU is only ever available with a 50% bonus if you wanna pull both from the World Link gacha and the Next to the Unchanging Warmth gacha. It's also worth mentioning because Next to the Unchanging Warmth is the New Year's event that it is connected to a colorful festival. After that, MAFUYU sees use in the event Let It Ring, Beautiful Sound, that will run from August 9th to August 15th. In the gacha for this event is Anne, Toya and KANADE, meaning that MAFUYU once again is only ever available with a 50% bonus. So we're currently having a pretty good streak for the World Link cards, seeing a lot of future use with higher gameplay value where you can't get a replacement card during the event that the cards are usable in. Sadly, this streak is broken by Ina, who only sees use in one event as a cute card, being Where Does the Path of Thorns Go? Most people will though know this event as the dreaded MIZUKI 5. Where Does the Path of Thorns Go to runs from October 12th to October 19th and includes MIZUKI, Ina and Nightcord 25 Kaito in the gacha. This does mean that Ina is a 70% card during this event, which in turn means that she is of lower gameplay value if you wanna pull both from the World Link event gacha and the event Where Does the Path of Thorns Go. This is also the only event where Ena sees use as far as we can currently see on the Japanese server. Our final card in the gacha is of course MIZUKI, who is of the happy attribute and therefore sees use during a single event as well. And her use is coming up very soon with the event The Tone That Played That Day. This event will run from December 20th to December 29th and includes KANADE, MAFUYU and Nightcord 25 Kaito. This means that we're ending the future usability on a good note, as MIZUKI is only ever available with a 50% bonus during this event. This means she is higher gameplay value if you wanna pull both from the World Link gacha and the event The Tone That Played That Day. And that covers all of the future usability of these cards. And while it's not the best list we've ever seen for future usability in the game's history, it definitely is one of the better ones. There really is a lot of great future usability for these characters, which makes me very happy with how important the World Link event is for unit fans. So it's very pleasing to see that these cards see a lot of future use for people who wanna pick them up. But for now, I think we can move on to new limited costumes for the 4 unit members. And with it being all 4 of the unit members, you think that there will be a lot of new limited costumes coming up, and while there is a ton coming up on the first half of 2025, the second half is actually quite dry. The first character to get a limited costume out of the unit is MIZUKI during the event next to the Unchanging Warmth that we already talked about. This event will once again run from December 31st to January 7th and includes Shiho, Meiko and MIZUKI in the gacha. But because it is connected to a colorful festival, we also have 2 colorful festival exclusive cards available as well, being Minori and Shizuku. After this, Ena will get a new costume during the event Take the Best Shot that will run from January 31st to February 8th. And in the gacha for this event is Ena, Haruka and Kohane. And already the month after that, KANADE and MAFUYU will get costumes together during the event Relax Tea Time. This event should run from February 28th to March 6th, but since it was a leap year last year, we don't actually really know how the events are going to get skewed, so take that date with a pinch of salt. And in the gacha for this event is KANADE, MAFUYU and Ichika. After this, Nightcord 25 takes an hiatus from limited costumes until the event Overrad Squad. Overrad Squad is connected to a Bloom Festival, and the 2 Bloom Festival exclusive cards for this event is Meiko and KANADE, while the gacha characters are Akito, Kohane and Miku. And because KANADE is a Bloom Festival card, she will only be available between June 30th and July 4th. The final new limited costume we will see for one of the Nightcord 25 members is MAFUYU's costume during the event Wonder Horror Test of Courage. This event will run from August 31st to September 8th and includes Emu, Honami and MAFUYU in the gacha. Of course, we also have a very special crossover gacha on the horizon. There has been rumblings about Sanrio being accidentally confirmed for the English server, but I will keep caution as it's still not officially announced that the Sanrio collab is happening. The Nightcord 25 representative for the Sanrio collab is Enna, and if the Sanrio collab decides to come to the English server, it should be running between December 5th and December 19th like it did on JP. Of course, these dates are just translations of the JP dates, and we don't actually know if the Sanrio collab will be postponed to another date, seeing as we did not get the 7 Deadly Sins collab at the exact same time as JP did, either times we got it. But of course, if Sanrio does come to EN, available in the gacha with Enna is Miku, Saki, Airi, Toya, and Emu. So there really isn't a lot of options when it comes to new limited costumes for the girls in Nightcord 25. But of course, there's also some rerunning gachas that we can look towards. Of course, it is important to remember that any second rerun of a limited gacha is the final rerun before the gacha gets discontinued and the cards join the Recollection Festival. As always, if you have yet to watch my guide on the Recollection Festival, I highly suggest you do so you're aware of what the discontinuation of limited gachas actually entail, as this will be your final chance for some of these gachas. But with that, let's rapid fire through our upcoming reruns. In February, we will see the first rerun of Sweet Cute Valentine, who already has its final rerun confirmed for September 2025. We will also see the final rerun of The Knights of White. In March, we will have our second and final rerun of the highly anticipated Wanderer's Journey gacha. In April, we will see our first rerun of Fluttering Maiden, which does not have a second rerun yet confirmed. This is followed by the first rerun of Escape the Rain in May, with no second rerun confirmed for this gacha either. Having its final rerun in May is also the Sporty Girl gacha. Following this, Under the Eternal Bells will have its first rerun in June. This gacha does not yet have a second rerun confirmed either. At the same time, we will see the second and final rerun for the Darkness Festa, also in June. In July, we will see our second and final rerun of the gacha Growing Feelings, Words in the Snow. This is followed by the first rerun of Welcome to Diner in August, with no second rerun yet confirmed. And finally, we will of course have the first ever rerun of the gacha Grow Up With Me in October of 2025, and of course, as it is the final limited gacha we have seen so far, there is no second rerun yet confirmed. So there's a lot more rerunning gachas for the Nightcord 25 girls, but a lot of these gachas are having their final rerun. So if there's any of these gachas that you want a lot, you need to mark down the date and start planning your crystals accordingly, as they will soon vanish into the Recollection Festival gacha pool. But with that, we arrive at our final question. Should you summon from the Heart of Water gacha, and should you participate in the World Link event for Nightcord 25 called Searching for Sunken Shadows? And of course, you should definitely participate in the World Link event. It's a massive celebration with a lot of great rewards to be gained and a lot of interesting stories to be read. Of course, the short answer will always be yes, you should pull from the Heart of Water gacha if you really love the cards and want them in your collection. But I also have a few gripes we can point out about the World Link cards. The World Link gachas abide by the limited gacha rules, meaning that there is no pity bar and there's only a 3% chance for a 4-star. And with the harsh conditions of lacking a pity bar, I really wanted the World Link cards to be great, but the 3D MV Another Cut feature feels lackluster in comparison with the limited hairstyles that we see during standard limited events. The 3D MV Another Cut feature is too niche in my opinions, and the cards don't really hit hard enough with what they do to warrant being so hard to come by with the limited gacha rule set. But as a counterpoint, the World Link cards have amazing symbolism, great artworks, and beautiful costumes. On top of this, they had great future usability and a lot of sentimental value, seeing how important the World Link events are to the story of Project Sekai. But I have to point out that it is the limited rule set on cards that are only semi-limited, since they are available during every subsequent unit-focused events gacha. Which is a detriment to the cards, and I do not think that you should go for these cards if you aren't a massive fan of the unit or really want a single character's card a lot. But as always, I don't want to sway you from picking up the cards if you love them a lot. As always, the most important part of Project Sekai is picking up the cards you love the most, since there is no meta, so don't let me tell you that you shouldn't pick them up if you love them a lot. I'm just trying to put into perspective how the cards might be a bit too expensive for what they are if you're still on the fence and don't know if you should pick them up. But I could ramble on and on about positives and negatives in Project Sekai. It's your crystals and your account after all, and you should always, and I mean always, go for the cards that make you the happiest. So instead of me continuously rambling, why don't you tell me in the comments if you're going for any of the Nightcord 25 World Link cards, or if you're saving your crystals for another event. I always love to hear you guys' opinion, and seeing you share opinions different from mine always warms my heart, because it feels like you guys trust my community and also me to understand that we can have different stances on different topics. And while you're down there typing away your comment, could you make sure that you're subscribed, have rung the bell and left a like on the video, as these things help me a lot and make me feel very happy. So thank you for making it to the end of the video. I am overjoyed about the growth that we're currently seeing on the channel and that you all keep supporting me. But with that said, I will not keep you here any longer. Let's get out of here for the week.